Welcome back to another Paris, Texas, a podcast. We have some more friends here of mine. We've been friends for a long time. I'm not like 11 years, 10 years.
Good grief, not that long.
Dang it, I can never get it right. We've been friends for a really long time. Let's just leave it at that.
I'd say like eight, maybe 9.
Okay, 9 years. 10 is really close to 9.
That is pretty close.
Yeah, but it sounds like so much more.
Okay. So I have Jonathan and Karen Daniel. They're friends of mine. Karen has an upholstery business that she does on her side, and Jonathan works with gas. Or has gas. I'm not sure.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
A lot of gas.
And they're awesome people. I've talked about them a couple times on this podcast and other podcasts, and now you get to meet the people known as Karen and Jonathan Daniel.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So, y'all both... Okay, first question I have to ask. Are you two? Which of you? I'm not sure how to ask it. Who's a Parisian and who's a parasite?
I'm a parasite. Creep and crawl, I step into the night.
Wow.
You probably lost half your listeners now.
Yep, they're gone.
I'm a parasite.
Tell me how you
I came to Paris in 3rd grade from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Wow. Cool. Karen?
Same.
She's a blood-sucking parasite.
Blood-sucking.
Wow.
She sucks all the life out of me.
I actually didn't know what that meant. I'd heard that a long time ago. And it might have been your first podcast. Second, because your first one was Liam. That was really
correct.
cute. I like that one. Your second one was Aaron.
Nope, Cody Head.
Okay, third one was Aaron.
Yep.
And that might have been the one that you talked about because he mentioned...
Life of these parasites.
Yeah. No. Parasite stew.
No, Life
No.
of these parasites.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What's the stew?
Paris stew.
Okay, there's 2 of them. But anyway, and that's actually the first time I'd ever heard of it. I didn't know what it meant. But yes, I'm from San Antonio.
Big town of San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Then I went to college in Waco, met Jonathan, and then we moved to Irving for 6 months after we got married. And then he dragged me to Paris.
Dude, funny.
And I just keep moving north.
When we moved to Paris, like, she'd only... How many times have you been to Paris?
That was in 2007, too.
Before you moved here, how many
I'd
times?
only visited twice and met your family
So
twice.
she only been there twice, and it was pretty small town, you know? And when we moved here, the Black Panthers were here, and the KKK was here, and the Bigfoot, hunters were here.
Yeah.
Like the Bigfoot hunters were here, and she was like, "Where am I moving to?
What is
Where
this
have you dragged
place?"
me to?"
Yep.
But I think she likes it now. At first, it took a little while because she didn't have no friends.
Have no friends.
So 2007, that's about the time Kimmy and I moved here, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So we moved back around the same... Well, I moved back. You moved back too after you went to college, right, Jonathan?
No, I moved.
Not until we got married.
We got married because we met in college.
But I'm saying after y'all were married and you moved back, that was moving back to Paris, Texas.
Yeah, we got married after school. Lived in Irving for only 6 months.
Man,
hated it.
Hated
it. Then we moved here.
Expensive.
We moved here, and because we moved here that weekend, and then Sunday we went to church, and it was Easter Sunday, 2007.
Awesome.
So, there you go.
So I've known y'all since y'all lived here probably somewhere in that
Yeah,
time.
because shortly after that, I think, is when y'all started coming to the nearly married
life group
community group.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're back in Paris, and did you start right away working at the gas?
No, I worked at Sara Lee for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't remember how long.
And then you moved out to the gas company?
Probably like a year, because Lorelai was born in 2008, and you worked there for 2 months after she was born.
Yeah.
So it was a little over a year.
I don't know.
Because that's why we moved here. You were getting a job at Sara Lee. and it was going to be like more pay and cost of living was less, so it just made sense.
Oh yeah.
Irving, that is crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Our
to do there.
apartment was like itty bitty, and we paid like $800 a month for rent.
We were barely scrambling to make it.
Yep.
Okay, so how long have you been doing upholstery now?
Almost 4 years.
And it's pretty. You've done stuff for my mom. You've done stuff for some good friends of ours, the Galls. Like, I've seen your work. It's amazing. I've seen you actually doing your work because you were at the art walk this year, which was a lot of fun. Where you actually set
South
up
Main.
and had people walk around and watch you actually do your thing.
South Main Iron. That was very fun. That's the first time I'd been in there, and that's a really cool building, really cool environment, really cool feel. Yeah, that was fun.
And so, do you do all furniture? How, describe what you do a little bit.
I will do anything at least once. I will try anything. Mainly, it's just like your household furniture.
Yeah.
But I've done some commercial stuff for doctor's office, and a little bit with marine and automotive seats, but mostly house
And you've
furniture.
done a lot of antique stuff too, right? Like refurbishing antique.
Yeah, I just got done doing some stuff for Maxi House, which was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
That stuff's got a lot of history, and unlike other antiques I've gotten where they've been sitting in storage or sitting in a garage somewhere or outside, these were in really good shape. So it was it was fun to do
awesome.
those. Yeah.
That's awesome. So if anybody has some antique furniture or even household furniture that needs to be reupholstered, hit Karen up. She's got a Facebook page. It's Daniel Sew Upholstery.
Sewn
Upholstery. Sounds close.
So it kind of sounds like Danielson.
Danielson. That's a good way to remember it.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan.
I have nothing to do with it.
I have some really funny stories with you, man, from just life. Yes. My favorite one, and I found this video, so I'm gonna have to repost it on this page. So Jonathan does a lot of crazy stuff. He built a half pipe in his backyard. He's built
he wants to build another one.
He should.
We should build a bowl.
Don't encourage
concrete.
That sounds expensive.
Put a swimming pool in and put a bowl in.
So at one stage of his life, he was really into bull riding. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the way I got into that, I've always wanted to do it. And my dad did a little bit whenever he was younger. And
he lost teeth, didn't he?
Karen was, man, she can say something and she'll hurt my feelings, I guess. And nobody else can do that but her.
There's just one feeling there. But it's a sensitive one.
I was skateboarding too much, I guess, and she said something about it, how I was going to get hurt. So I said, fine, I'll never skateboard again. And which didn't happen. And then that's when I decided to pick up bull riding, or try it at least. It didn't work out too well.
No.
But
it's a lot harder than it looks.
You built a DIY homemade mechanical bull in your backyard, correct?
Yeah, that. So I got into this. I was trying to get into the bull riding deal, and didn't. I was looking around and stuff like that, and I got hooked up with a guy that I work with. I was telling him I wanted to go. He said, "I know a guy that bucks bulls," so we went to the Paris Rodeo. It's not like the rodeo, like just the arena. There wasn't an actual rodeo going on. They're just guys bucking bulls. And I borrowed some dude's gear, and they're giving me tips and stuff. And I got on these things, and I fall off instantly. It's a huge rush though. But I get on this thing, and I have zero livestock experience. I don't know anything about horses. I don't know anything about I know zero. And I get on this thing, and first off, I put on these spurs. I've never worn spurs before. And I start walking. I don't even know how to walk because they keep clanging with each other. I keep tripping. I look like some goober out there. And I get on this bull, and it's not even that great of a big bull. The ones I'm getting on right now, they don't even spin. They just go out there and buck a little bit. And I get on them, and I forget I have spurs on, and I'm in this chute with this bull. And I keep spurring this bull, not knowing it. And he like slams my foot against the chute. My foot like swells up real bad. I can't even get my boots off. And then I try to ride him. You know, I fell off pretty instantly. And then I tried to ride another one because I was amped up after that. It was a lot of fun. I was like, put me on another one. They put me on another one, and I get bucked off pretty quick on him too. And now I'm really juiced, and I'm ready to go again. Well, the ones I just got on they were like pretty small, and their horns were they were cut and stuff. Well, this next one that come up, his horns were pointy, and man, that messed with my mind. I was like, he's gonna stab me. And then and he's not calming the chute. He's all bucking and stuff. And the guy that owned him was like, no one's ever gotten on him before, so I don't know what he's gonna do. So when you fall, run. So I
with your spurs on.
I didn't get on him. I got too freaked out. I was too much of a chicken. But it got me like after that. I was like, I went on Craigslist, went and found some gear, went and bought some gear from some dude that had like a broken collarbone and a broken arm.
He was injured from doing this.
But I got I got 2 ropes, chaps, and rosin, and the bell, and chest and a helmet. Then I bought a How to Bull Ride DVD.
Which is all you need. That is all you need.
And
you're set.
You're ready.
So I started it was a Gary LaFew's How to Bull Ride, and I start watching it, and I make a stationary barrel, and it's all muscle memorization is what this guy's leading
What's
me to
this
believe.
stationary barrel?
Just a barrel, and you just practice moves on it, not moving.
Oh, I thought it was the Ottoman.
Oh yeah, it was the Ottoman.
So you practiced on the Ottoman?
Yeah, so I'm out there practicing, and then I made they call it a drop barrel, so it's just like a seesaw. And really all it's designed to do is to get muscle memory. So you got someone working it going up. You're not even trying to buck them off. You're just trying to create muscle memory. The guy says it happens so fast. He says it takes like 100 bulls to know what you're doing. And there's no way anyone has enough strength to hold on. I mean, what you have to do is you have to just kind of like counter move. When the bull bucks, you have to just counter move that move to take away from the strength.
Simple.
And I always thought they were just dumb creatures that just, try to get you off the back. They're stinking athletes, man. They know where you're at on their back. They know, okay, he's on the left side, I'm going to spin this way and do this to get him off. I mean, they're smart. And so I'm watching this DVD, man, and I'm getting all these tips and stuff, and I need a drop barrel. So I built a drop barrel, and then I was like, I'll make mine spin. That way I can really practice and stuff. And then me and my little brother we'd take turns bucking each other, and we probably look like 2 goobers out there. But no, you went and got on it one time.
So yeah, I got on it one time.
I don't remember that.
And I didn't know I hurt your shoulder.
So I got on it one time, and you talking me through it. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was probably less knowledgeable. I
didn't know what I was doing either.
Yeah,
so
than you ever were. But and so you were going. It is like a seesaw. So you were going back and forth, and I'd gotten kind of a little bit of the motion, and then like it. You kind of shifted on a motion that I wasn't prepared for, and it just. I flopped on the ground. I kind of rolled out of it though, and then I kind of acted like, oh, I'm cool.
Well, I'm sorry.
But whatever I hurt has healed. It only took like a few months.
Kimmy said, "You're not going back there."
Makes for a good story.
It was a good story, and I have video. So I have video proof. I will post that after this podcast drops, and people can laugh at me a little bit.
Nice.
After I got that video and I started practicing and stuff, like I watched these YouTube videos, and I have a real problem with watching something and underestimating things. They make it look easy.
Yeah.
And
first step is admitting it.
So I start watching these videos, and I start really trying to get into it, and I'm waiting for this guy to buck bulls again so I can go practice. like, because the more bulls you get on, that guy said it takes 100 bulls to know what you're doing, because it just happens so fast. It's like I can't explain how fast it happens, just fast. And then he ended up having like his parents were in the hospital or something like that, so he wouldn't ever really go buck them. Well, I'm at work one day and I'm just cruising through the internet, and I come across a rodeo in Bonham, the Kukulhan Rodeo, and this guy I work with, he said, "Man, you'd have to have cojones this big," and I'm like about the size of grapefruits to sign up for that. So like no more than he spit those words out, I called him up, said, "Sign me up."
Gosh.
So we go out there, and like I don't usually get nervous until like
it's happening.
So I don't have a care in the world.
I'm with him. With his dad.
You went with him?
With his dad and his grandfather.
Owen
Paul.
was just born.
We drove out there with
How old was Owen?
Owen was probably like 5 months or so. I was still like nursing him. He was a little baby.
So we go out there.
And Lorelai was 2.5.
We go out there, and I pay my entry fee, and I get my number. I'm number 13. And that lady I gave my entry fee to, I said, "You know that expression, 'This ain't my first rodeo'?" Mm-hmm. I said, "This is literally my first rodeo. I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I go?"
Where do I go?
And this lady, I don't like to ask for help at all, man. This lady says, "That kid over there, he's walking by. Get hooked up with him. He's a bull rider." So I go over to this dude, and he's super nice. That's one thing about the rodeo community kind of people. They're all super cool, man. Like, all you have to do is ask for help, and they're all like really friendly and helpful and stuff like that. So he starts like giving me tips and stuff. He's like, "How many bulls you been on?" I said, "Well, this will be my third." And he like stops dead in his tracks. He's like, "These bulls booked. You don't need to be on these." I'm like, I already paid my money. So he starts talking to me and stuff, and I was real fearful of getting hung up. That's like where you fall off, but your hand stays attached, and you're just like a rag doll being thrown all over the place. And he's looking at my ropes, and he's like, "Man, these things are worn out. It's bad about getting hung up." So like puts like ideas in my mind. And then he's giving me some more tips, and he said, "You need to find your bull, because every bull is a little bit different in size, and you got a loop in your rope to make it bigger or smaller. So he's trying to size your bull up, and that way when you get ready to get in the chute, he'll be ready to go." So I start looking for my bull, and look here and there, go to this area. There's 3 bulls over there. There's 4 over there, whatever. It's like, man, I can't find my bull anywhere. He said, "There's one by itself over there, all alone." So I go find, and sure enough, that was him. Crash Course, they call him.
It was like the only one with horns too, and they were.
No, they all had them. I don't know. But,
this one had some big old horns.
Karen starts going over to sweet talking this bull, telling him how much my life insurance is worth and stuff. I don't know what all she told this guy, but I get on this.
Nice.
The bull riding's the last thing in the rodeo, so now I'm starting to get nervous. Before I didn't have a care in the world. Now I'm starting to, hey, this wasn't such a good idea. Well, I was the 3rd bull rider out, I think, and in this DVD I bought, this guy says the most dangerous time in bull riding is in the chute, because that like a bull like literally just has to barely move, and you're like flying forward, and you can like those chutes are made of metal and stuff. You can hit your head and get knocked out and fall into the bottom or whatever. I mean, it's can be pretty dangerous. And you're supposed to have like somebody's got you by your vest, and they got a hand in front of your chest to keep you from, if that bull moves forward, keeps you from flying off or whatever. And then you got somebody else pulling on your rope, because you don't want any slack in there. Any slack means you're going to be moving to the tail end of that dude. So it's time to for me to get on the bull, and because they want you to go. So there's a guy, he's getting ready to go out, and I'm getting ready to get on, and this guy's like, "Come on, get on, we need you to go." So I'm looking around, remembering this thing Mr. LaFew taught me, how dangerous it is, and I'm like, well, I don't like to ask for help. So all I could think of was man, I wish I had a friend. And so I get on this bull by myself. There's nobody around. I'm all by myself, and I'm start pulling on my own rope, like some ding dong. I'm yanking it up, and the guy opens the gates, somebody help this guy. So 2 guys come over, and they're that's what I'm saying. They're super nice. This guy was man, this bull usually spins to to the left. So, like, and there's other ones pulling my rope and stuff, and then I go to make my wrap, and I've never made a wrap before. So I like wrap my rope around. I make this huge loop because I'm afraid to get hung up. And the guy was pulling my rope was like, well, that ain't gonna work. And he grabs my tail and like cinches my hand way down tight, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh no. And then I was like, oh well, might as well just try it. Well, since beforehand when I rode bulls and I spurred that bull real bad last time, I wasn't about to put my feet down, so I had my feet up real high, and I was like, let the bull out, I'm ready. And the guy was like, opening the gate, he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, let's go. And so they opened the gate, and since that guy said it spins off to the left, well, and you can cheat them. So if they spin, and so you kind of lean to the left a little bit, it's not as bad. So I leaned left, but I leaned way left, and he like hopped a couple times. I mean, probably even once. I didn't last any time at all. I fell straight down to the middle of that dude, and he came and hit me pretty good on the butt with his head.
Long, pointy horn.
And then half my butt turned black and blue. I could, like, if I sat down, I leaned to one end. It was pretty bad.
Huge.
And then
and then what?
And then you made me sell my gear.
No. And then we're leaving, and you're like, hey, I want to do the Paris Rodeo next week.
Yeah, I could have done that one, man.
And I said, hey, no.
She put her foot down. She was pretty adamant that no.
It was scary.
But it was funny, and it made a story.
Mm.
My little brother, actually went to that guy's class. He has like a week-long class, yeah. So he went to bull riding school for a week. And he got to get on some bulls. He got into bull riding a little bit, but
he got to ride Pooh Bear.
Yeah, but he rode some pretty bad ones too. He had some pretty nasty wrecks too, I think. But
Crazy.
I don't know.
So how do you deal, Karen? How do you deal with? Because this isn't the first, probably won't be the last time he's come into a new, a new venture.
Don't encourage him, Broadway.
How do you deal when he walks in and says, "I want to be an astronaut next"?
Life insurance policy.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we were getting our life insurance policies, that guy was asking Jonathan. He's asking me questions and asking Jonathan questions. Do you ever plan on tightrope walking, skydiving? And Jonathan's over there going, mm-hmm.
It all sounded good, man.
I'm like, oh crap, this is gonna be expensive insurance.
That's fun because you've also done mountain bike riding, right?
Yeah, but nothing crazy extreme.
I don't know. I went with you once, and it was more extreme than I care to do.
Tyler Creamer got me into that, and that was a lot of fun, man. So he took me, I don't know what year it was or anything, but he took me.
It was after bull riding.
And
it's been a while.
I had a pretty good blast doing it. And then I went and bought my own bike, and then I used to go with him all the time. We had lots of fun. But then as the kids got older, I haven't really gone that much just because it takes up so much time. I don't know. Now I'll just try to skateboard. Since they brought that playground over there by that skate park, I can take all the kids and skateboard and watch them on the skateboard.
Part there on Facebook, I saw it was like a vote thing. Put your vote in, for ideas that they have for downtown area. And one of them said that they wanted to move the skate park.
That's something they're thinking about. I don't think that it's set in stone, but that's something that they're considering.
They just did a lot of work to it.
Well, I think they would continue to use everything that's there. I don't think they're going to do away with any parts of it. It would just be relocated to another location. This is my outsider perspective that I've heard from hearsay, so that's
right.
Don't take that to the books.
I wish I knew how many hours I spent up there. It would be a crazy amount. I should be good for how many hours I spent up there.
You are good.
No, I'm pretty terrible, but for the amount of hours I spent up there, I'm nothing too good. But
so, do you think any of your kids are going to be take after you in being daredevils?
I don't know.
I'd say Penelope would be.
Penelope's freaking nuts.
No
Jonathan
way.
never gets nervous like watching the kids do things, and he's always the one making them do things that would make the grandparents nervous or me nervous. But Penelope will just do stuff, and Jonathan's
That's
like
because
freaking out.
She doesn't get hurt. She'll be doing something, and you're like, I wish she would crash right now so she would know limits. But she comes out like a rose and doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
So then she's like, the next time she tries even bigger or faster or whatever. And you're like,
just for those who don't know y'all, this is their youngest.
she's 4.
And
She'll be
she's kind of
5
small
soon.
for age, right?
Yeah,
So she's this cute
loves
as a
to wear
button,
dresses,
dresses. And you're telling me that she's the daredevil.
she's wild. She has no fear.
they can all get a wild hair every now and then.
Owen can do some crazy stuff, but he seems to think about it more.
I'm not that big of, like, I hang around with people that are, but like, I'm the tamest one in my family, man. My brothers are nuts.
I've met your brother. I met one of your brothers.
I wouldn't say Bryce is real.
Bryce is the one.
crazy.
Bryce is bad to the bone, though.
He just has a very dangerous job,
He's
but he wouldn't
Special
do
Forces
crazy
Air
stuff.
Force Pararescue.
Yeah,
He's pretty bad to the bone, but
Yeah.
but no, like
Cody's
I hang
crazy.
out with some people that are pretty wild, but like I don't do anything too nuts. I don't know.
I call false.
Yeah. Incorrect.
I've seen some of your
No,
stuff.
my deal is I just underestimate so many things, and just think, oh, since a girl can do it, I can do it, or something like that. You know, like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know anybody else in this town. There's probably someone, but I don't know anyone else that's built a half pipe,
Oh, there's probably a couple of
seesaw
them.
bull in their
Seesaw
backyard. In their backyard,
We called it Benny the Bull.
Benny the
Benny
bull.
Bull after Dora the
Lorelai-
Explorer's
Lorelai
friend.
was real big into Dora the Explorer.
Oh,
Benny the Bull.
crazy coincidence. My in-laws actually bought the house that, I mean, y'all know
Yeah,
this, but bought
we
the
do.
house that you guys used to live in. So I can't
Yeah.
look in the backyard and not picture me falling off of Benny the Bull. Benny the Bull?
It was Benny.
Benny the Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, that every Friday we have dinner at my in-laws. So every Friday I'm looking out in the backyard going, that dang bull.
Oh, my shoulder.
Man, I didn't know it hurt you that bad, Broadway. I'm sorry.
That's
Wow.
funny.
If it's any consolation, my ankle's been hurting me.
Yeah, and you need to go get that checked out. How long
He
has it
did.
been now?
He actually did go
Oh,
get it
did he
checked.
really?
Yeah.
And what did
I
the doctor
finally
say?
caved and made
He
an
said I was being a
appointment.
baby. Suck it up.
That's exactly what he said, huh?
Yeah, not exactly. But said it wasn't broke.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
Any
I've been-
tears or
Oh, I didn't ask about anything.
rips or
I don't know.
fractures or...
I don't know, man.
So what the heck's wrong with it?
I don't know. What's bad is I want to go skate so bad, but
It just hurts when you do it.
yeah,
Getting old.
You're getting old.
getting old. Turning
Not as
for
old
it.
as Broadway, but.
Oh, man. Low blow.
Oh.
So, Karen, you went... Tell us what you went to school for.
Automotive. Automotive.
Like repair or like just all things automotive?
Yeah, just.
Automotive repair,
Tech.
kind of like.
Yeah, general.
And you toyed around with the idea of doing diesel.
I thought about it, yeah. And I'm glad I didn't, because
Is it a tough?
it would have been probably a little bit harder to fit in that crowd. But still would have been pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff.
So it wasn't hard to fit in the automotive crowd?
Yeah, it kind of was.
Because I think again, when people look at you, they don't see that side of you.
Yeah. School actually was not as awkward as working. After school, I went to work with for Carmax, which is a really great company, and it was a great place to work. But I mean, I was in the shop, all guys. There were no other ladies, and what was awkward was finding out after being there a couple weeks that before I got there, they had this huge meeting on sexual harassment and pretty much prepared everybody. There's a lady coming into the shop, y'all need to be
Literally, they
on
know
best
that's Karen.
behavior. And so I get there and they're all looking at me like they're
Scared of you.
scared. Yeah. Well, good grief. I'll never make any friends that way.
That's
It
funny.
wasn't bad. We did not like Irving.
So that was in Irving. So have you worked anywhere in that field here?
No, when we moved back here, well, another thing too, like when I was working turning wrenches, as they call it, I'm trying to think like, you know, eventually when we start a family, I can't be doing this pregnant, you know, like, and honestly, I didn't want to admit at the time. I'll admit it now because it's been a while. It's been long enough, and I'm a big girl. But at the time, it was hard. Like that, it's really physically hard work. And, you know, I'm not like the strong, I mean, I got this big muscles here, but not like the strongest. And there were things I just couldn't do. And I always tried to tell myself, you know, there's always a way. You can get a longer wrench, or you can get a step ladder when you're short. But like, there's just some things you can't do. Like I changed tires on a Dodge Ram truck and I'm exhausted, you know, those are some big old tires. And there's only so much I could do. And I would go home at the end of the day after doing tires like that on a couple vehicles or whatever, and my back would be hurting. It was hard. It was harder than I could handle, and I didn't want to admit that at the time.
That's awesome.
I'll admit it now. Whatever. But
boom.
I did before when I was in school, in college. I worked at O'Reilly's, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and I was pretty good at that. And
you worked at a wrecking yard.
I did work at a wrecking yard. That was fun, but they only spoke Spanish. I did learn some Spanish, but it was a little. I mean, but that was pretty easy. It was like pull an engine out, like just gut it, or put an engine in. You know, if a car comes in and it looks good, then the engine's probably bad.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So they would take a good-looking car with a bad engine, and they would take a wrecked one, and they would swap it out and sell it.
Oh.
So, I mean, that wasn't too bad. But, yeah, working at O'Reilly's was pretty interesting because I look younger than I am. I'll admit it. And working there as a girl in a parts store, looking young's entertaining. And this guy came in one time. I think it's funny. He came in and he looked at me, this old guy, and he just stood there and just stared at me. And he said, they let women work here? I said, yeah, I can vote too. I was like, you just get so tired of hearing that, or you answer the phone and you just know it's coming because there's this silence. And then they're like, is there a guy there I can talk to? Yeah, hang on just a second. Bam! Yeah, answer the phone. They want a guy to talk to. And then the guy, I tell the new guy to pick up, and then he turns to me and asks me the same question that guy has. So, anyway.
That's funny. That's funny. So, our kids are all about the same age.
Yep. Owen and Liam. So Owen's our middle child, and Liam is y'all's oldest child, in case you didn't know that. And they are 8 days apart.
Actually, I remember going up there, like, because we had to go back for, like, a test or something after Liam was born, and you were there, and we didn't even know you were there. And,
yeah, because Owen was born early and, like, in the middle of the night.
During a snowstorm.
And, yeah, it was, I don't know how y'all got there. Well,
because it started snowing when we were getting out, and then it kept snowing. And I remember, like, it was the best because it was like I got leave as well because I ended up not having to go back to work for like 2 weeks without taking vacation because we were snowed out for that long. Which now we haven't seen snow in forever.
I know, it has been a while. That was a lot of snow that year too.
What's y'all's favorite thing about Paris, Texas?
I know it's a good town to raise a family in. It's
yeah. I don't know. I always hear that it's hard to fit in as a parasite, I guess, because, you know, the people that are born here, raised here and whatnot, they're not very welcoming to outsiders. But I've never run into that or felt like that.
When you first moved here, you'd cry and stuff.
I never cried. And my only friend was my mother-in-law. I was happy when I started making friends. But that's more of like, not plugging yourself into something. And I think if you weren't part of a church or part of some kind of group like that, it would be hard to
get connected.
It would, yeah. Because I don't really know that many people that are actually from here, like born and raised.
Me?
Broadway. Maybe I forget that because,
But we all love Paris.
Well, Kimmy's from Colorado, so I just kind of, yeah.
I know, like all the little, like the festival things. Those are always pretty cool. Yeah. Like the Halloween one's coming up. The parades are always a lot of fun.
Always something going on downtown. I know that's got a lot to do with the...
You're involved with everything. So.
I know Sherry's got a lot to do
Bedford,
with that.
Yeah.
That I like. There's always something cool going on.
But. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on my podcast. This was fun. Good stories. Good, awesome stories. Especially the one where I fell and broke my shoulder almost.
I'm sorry. I really made me feel bad, Broadway.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, keep making it feel bad.
Thank y'all again. Guys, y'all can tune in to a podcast. I do one every single Monday. On most all podcasts, you should be able to find them. So just go to your favorite podcast app and you can search for Paris, Texas, and you will find us. We interview a new person that is living in Paris, Texas. It doesn't matter if they're from here or not, and we just kind of hear their story and we laugh and we have fun. And tune in. So next week there will be a new person and you should listen. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.